Very special interview. Joining me today, Colin Jackson. If you are into athletics, if you are into broadcast, 1988 Seoul, 1990s, 12.91, the story from cricket to athletics, the fight against discrimination, not losing for a couple of years, 44 races, he's done everything. And it's an absolute delight to welcome him to my city. Thank you very much for gracing us.
Real pleasure.
First thing, this kind of a career, now giving it back, how is it to be Colin Jackson?
I only know one person, and that's him. So it's do you know, I always feel like I generally say this, I feel like I'm very blessed. I've had an opportunity having one career, which has been very successful, blessed with good family, good friends, and also making my mark in the sport that I absolutely love, athletics. So when you make history in your sport as well, you can only feel good about yourself.
Absolutely, and you make us proud. You make us, you're sort of an aspirational tale that yes, we also can. But because it's India, I've got to ask this. Cricket to athletics.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Well, cricket was the first love of mine. So initially, my goal and objective was going to be first of all a county player and then play for my country. And so I was a talented. I opened the bowling. I batted number 4, and so I was quite well established in my team. But as a 15-year-old, as captain of my team, we had a very talented team, and I was really fortunate that I had a trial for Wales. I was already playing for my county, Glamorgan. But now it's time to move on. You're going to go to international status. And I played a reasonably good game. Everything seemed to go well, trials seemed to go well. And I was just waiting for my call-up for my country. But unfortunately, that call-up didn't happen. But 3 of my members from my same school, who, it has to be said, were not quite as good as myself in either bowling or with the bat, got selected, and I was overlooked. And I could only see there was one reason for that. It was just basically the colour of my skin.
Yeah.
So I decided straight away then that, you know what, I can't be in a sport that keeps me out for that particular reason. So I looked, and I was talented at athletics, and I ended up seeing a sport that if you cross the line
Then you're first.
Then you're first. There's no argument. You're going, So I think that was important.
So that's the story. Sport teaches you how to lose. He lost. He didn't give up. Adversity to triumph is the story of Colin Jackson, and that's what we are exploring here. But then, 1291, then, 2 years not losing, multiple titles. Tell me.
It's something you only dream of, but never believe it's going to happen. But you still have the dreams, you still have the aspirations. But deep down you think, well, it can't happen to me. There are billions of people on the planet. Why should it be me? But then in the same thought pattern, the next question I asked myself, well, why shouldn't it be me? It's got to be somebody, so why shouldn't it land on me to carry that? And I was really fortunate. I had a great coach. Amazing training partners who kind of worked with me to work hard and to achieve. They were all achievers in their own individual ways. They were all internationals. They all played for their country or represented the country. So they were good established athletes. So we were on this journey together. So it took, after winning the Olympic silver medal at the age of 21, it took another 5 years for me to go from number 2 in the world to number 1. And again, that's really kind of tells you that you have to work hard, you have to graft, because some people would have just settled for second best.
Of course.
There's nothing wrong with being the second best in the world. Not the second best in your school, but we're talking about in the world. But that wasn't quite enough for me. So I worked hard, stayed committed to it, and as you alluded to, won my first world title and breaking a world record in the same race, in the same competition, was a really blessed and wonderful feeling.
Absolutely. 1291 at that point in time, Stuttgart, right?
It was in Stuttgart,
yeah. And incredible. When you go back and check those videos. But there, Colin Jackson, 1990s, India did not think we'll have one. Now we do. Now we do have our own Colin Jackson and Neeraj Chopra, an Olympic champion, Commonwealth champion, Asian Games champion, world champion. Can Neeraj Chopra spur a revolution, you reckon?
He certainly can. One of the most important things is having great role models. Somebody, I went to athletics because I saw a sport where people who looked like me and sounded like me were celebrated. And so that inspired me to go out there and be in a team. I want to be part of a team that I was fully accepted, not just in the team, but then globally, in a global story. So I think what you have in Neeraj is an incredible role model who's also a good winner. So he has aura on the world circuit. People know his name, they know who he is. And of course, they know the country he's from. And that in itself hopefully will spawn so many people to be the best they can be. And at every stage, if you have the talent and the ability, if you aspire to be the best you can be every single year, you never know where your ladder stops. Sometimes it just stops at regional level, sometimes it stops at just national level, but sometimes it goes right to the very top.
You've commentated, for a Neeraj event, and you've seen the man close. Tell me a little bit more. I mean, because you've been a champion, and that's why I'm asking. Champion about a champion. What stands out about him?
Yeah, I mean, I've interviewed him as well, which is really lovely to do, especially after his successes. And one of the things he said to me clearly was, you've got to surround yourself with people with the knowledge. Even if you're a world Olympic champion, it doesn't mean that you know everything. So it's really important that you still rub shoulders with people who are really educating you and inspiring you and know your faults and can be honest with you. If you have that in your back pocket, as we say, then you have more than a fighting chance to continue. And I would agree with that statement of his, because yes, I had great people who had coached people to already world records and Olympic Games medals. I had that in my corner, so that was really important.
He's a dear friend of ours, and we've put him on our platform several times. He's training in South Africa at the moment, and all of us hope that he does what Colin Jackson just alluded to and wins again in Paris. Final question. If there's an opportunity, if there's an offer from India, will you come and do something for us? Train our athletes?
I would love to do that. Somebody asked me yesterday, can you spot talent? And I said, yep, just when people are walking, you can see who's got talent, who's got abilities. And I think, yes, India is I'm going to use the word, a hidden gem. It's ready to be discovered, but it's on its way.
Adil Sumariwala, if you're listening, I'll send it to you. Adil Sumariwala of the Athletics Federation of India, you've done great work. We know your federation does great work. Here's the man to get. Let's get Colin Jackson, add to the revolution that Neeraj has started. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.